everyone, and welcome back to the Walking Dead series by The Verdict's End. I'm your host, Nicole.
I'm Gary.
And today we're talking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 11, entitled Rogue Elements. I know I liked the episode. I thought it was okay. Like, I liked it, but it did take us a few days to watch it. Like, you know, splitting up 20 minutes here and there to watch it. So it probably wasn't the best episode, but it was, we found out some information, I would say.
I'm going to say it was pretty boring. I can't say I thought it was okay. It wasn't good to me, and it wasn't even okay. It was just boring. I don't think Eugene can hold a show. He's not like, maybe they should have, I don't know, because Princess, she was in there enough. But I was about to say, maybe they should have Princess in there more. But she was in there enough. I just think that Eugene is a boring character. And not only Eugene, because they tried to make it a Eugene episode, but also, I mean, I didn't really get the thing with Carol.
Oh, yeah. I have some thoughts on that. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Like when he was saying, oh, yeah, I read your files and you're very smart and this is that. Like, I mean, did you give her an IQ test?
Right. She did one thing and now you're saying that she's smart? Like, I mean.
Right, but that's in her file. So I wonder, are they giving them IQ tests or whatever? Because, I mean, I can see if Carol did some things outside, you know, when the world was popping before the apocalypse. But I think she was a housewife, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, that's a job within itself. But I just don't understand how he said, I read your file, and you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I have some thoughts on the Carol thing as well, with her being a housewife previously and some of the things that she was doing this episode. Right. I'm like, how does your skills track from previously, not only previously before the apocalypse, but even since we've known you in these last 11 seasons, you haven't had any experience with that.
Yeah, I mean, we know she's dope. We've seen her. We know Carol's going to Carol, but Carol's, you know, she's going to get the job done.
Yeah.
Carol's smart. Carol's, you know, I'm about to say sneaky.
She's a little swiper.
But she's an investigator.
Yeah.
But we know her skills. But I don't understand how could she put a resume together during the zombie apocalypse to let him know that this is the person right here I need by my side.
Right.
We can run this together.
Well, Carol sort of volunteered herself, like she hired herself sort of for this position that she's in now.
Not necessarily, because he said I looked through your file.
But I think that was after she helped him last episode. I forgot exactly what she did, but she did something. When
she got the wine, what you call bullshit on.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying what he said. He said, you know, I looked through your file. You're very intelligent. You know, I need you with me on this. Like, what in her file? What in her file, or what kind of file did you put together?
Right.
Because if we can still put a resume together in the zombie apocalypse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I'm on.
I know. Who's doing the resume, you know, updates and trying to help you up your resume, make it better? I will say, because I don't know for sure if it's in my notes, so I just want to say it now while we're talking about Eugene, because I don't know for sure if it's in my notes. But I will say, when him and Hornsby were talking at the end, and he's like, you're so evil, whatever, to Hornsby, I can't believe it. And Hornsby's like, yeah, so what? And then Eugene was like, so you just admit it? Which I do have that in my notes. It was funny. But the thing I thought was going to happen, which I wish would have happened, because it would have elevated the episode more than how it ended, in my opinion, because we all been calling her fake Stephanie for the longest. So that, it was cool to get confirmed, like, but it was like not as big a surprise, because we've been saying it almost from the moment fake Stephanie came on the screen.
Yeah, it was good confirmation for real that it was. And I think we already knew it, especially when the ice cream. She got ice cream for a boss. That was the Rocky Road or something, right?
Right, something like that, yeah.
That's what it's called, Rocky?
I think it was Rocky Road. Yeah, it's their flavor.
Right. So we already knew that. And I think he kind of had a feeling it wasn't her at that moment, because when she got the Rocky Road, said, I'm getting this from my boss, he kind of looked like... He did
stare at her, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I thought would have elevated this episode is if he had killed Hornsby. Like, when him and Hornsby were standing there at the stairs, remember I kept saying, I'm like, oh, he about to kill Hornsby. And I thought that would have been amazing. Like, if Hornsby was acting so like, oh, well, like you found out, I would have, I mean.
You know what? I actually got a new love or like for Hornsby after that.
Oh, okay, because he wasn't giving a shit. I ain't fearing shit that goes to Hornsby. You talking all this shit, you just
I don't give a shit goes to Hornsby.
I don't give a shit goes to Hornsby. That should be a new category. Because when he was talking his shit, or first he let Eugene talk for the longest time. I'm like, yeah, you let that man talk, and he let him talk it out, and then afterwards he was just like, yeah, so what you gonna do?
I guarantee you, Hornsby was probably a psychologist or some kind of therapist, because he did let Eugene. He sometimes you have to wait to see what the person is going to say. Let them say everything they're going to say before you respond, because if you respond too soon, you may miss something and you may play your cards wrong.
Right.
So he listened to everything Eugene had to say, and he got a good feeling for him, and he was like, so
yeah.
What? Yeah.
That pissed me off, because Eugene's our people when it comes down to it, bottom line. He's our people. So for this dude to disrespect Eugene in his little 3-piece suit, nah, you about to get an ass whooping. You ain't never. We might be in Commonwealth, but you don't know where I come from. You don't know. Well, actually, they probably do, because he said, I told you everything or whatever, and he read his book and everything. But I'm like, Eugene, you should not let that stand, because if you let him disrespect you once, all of them got their asses whooped. Like, me personally, well, not me personally, but just if I was in the show.
I was kind of feeling what Hornsby was saying, though. Like, I mean, yeah, all right, you got me.
Y'all lucky to be here, blah, blah, blah.
You got me. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Now, if Eugene would have had a backup plan, but Princess been told Eugene to stop. She been told Eugene, sometimes when people give you the information, receive it.
Right.
Period.
But it doesn't, and I know we're going to get her likes in a minute, but it doesn't explain still why we saw Stephanie like hurried up and packing. Was that this episode? I feel like it took us so many days to watch it, so now it doesn't, I don't know if it was it was this episode where she packed up. She went disappearing on this episode.
Yeah.
Right?
After he said the L word.
Okay. But so why was she frantically packing like that? Like, did she just freak out like, oh, this is going too deep for me?
I don't think it had anything to do with Eugene, because she would have played the game, keep playing the game. I think it has something to do with the guy who got the waiter, the officer, because now they know that there is, because now they're looking into it.
A resistance.
There's a resistance.
Tyler.
Okay. Yeah. So now they know there's a resistance, and I think that she's heard been packed up for that reason.
Oh yeah, because Tyler was gone.
Yeah. Tyler was locked up.
Yeah, no, but he was gone. Remember when Mercer went in to go see him? He had disappeared. Well, not disappeared, but he dipped out. Well, not he dipped out. Somebody took him.
Right.
Yeah.
But while he was in custody,
they
didn't know what he'd say, because he wasn't too stable. I mean, you saw how he played his cards. Right. How he played his hand like right there. No backup plan or nothing.
He was too emotional.
Too emotional.
Wait, so are you thinking they're part of the resistance too? Because I felt like non-resistanters broke out Tyler since Mercer was so upset. Well, that's in my mind with what Chantel's saying.
I think they're the resistance. I don't think Mercer is part of the resistance.
Yeah, well, that's where mine was. I'm like, oh, Mercer's mad because that's his people. So maybe he is not part of the resistance, and the other people are part of the resistance. And okay, we'll go from there. We'll see.
See, I think they broke out Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was like maybe Pamela and her people, like whoever was in charge was like, you know what, Mercer's not handling this to our ability. We want somebody else. But now it does make more sense.
Because who has the power to move him? Yeah. Tyler. Like when he said, I'm the only one who could move him.
Yeah.
And she said, apparently not.
Yeah.
Now you had to. Yeah. So now you had to think about who has the power over Mercer to make that decision. So it had to be somebody powerful.
That's in the resistance, and hopefully they didn't leave a paper trail.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's get into it then. And my first like is Eugene saying "I love you" to fake Stephanie. At the time, it sounded sweet, but that's messed up that she played him like that.
Yeah, that is messed up. That's messed up. But sometimes before you, I'm about to say sometimes you got to kind of feel the person out and know if this person, really feeling you like that.
Reciprocates, yeah.
But the thing
maybe
is,
this was the first time sleeping together and she was reading his book.
Yeah, I was about to say if she was a fake Stephanie, she took her job too far.
Too far.
Way too far. She's sleeping with the guy now.
Yes, that's why I started thinking like, oh, we were so wrong. That isn't a fake Stephanie. All right, next like list is trust black women. If Connie is saying something ain't right with Tyler's situation, listen to her. Write the story and go from there. I really liked Connie digging into it, saying shit ain't right, like, you know, especially confronting Mercer about it. And Mercer saying your questions will never see the light of day. It's like, why?
I was more confused at why she was going so hard. She went a little too hard for me. It kind of turned the show in a different direction for me. It turned from Walking Dead to Zombie Apocalypse to...
I already know what you're about to say. You already know what you're about to say. Because it's on my dislikes list. It is on my dislikes list. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it now, Gary, since we're talking about it. Because I think, unless you tell me this is not what you're getting at, but I wrote down, like, what the hell? Is this Walking Dead or, like, some murder mystery / X-Files? Like, they were just really trying to, like... I feel like they ran out of stuff to talk about or do. So they're like trying to make it a murder mystery or like some type of, I don't know, maybe that's not what you're getting at, but I just felt
No, that's what I was getting at.
Okay, the tone was very different.
Not necessarily murder mystery, but it turned into more of a drama. A drama. Yeah, and some I don't want to say murder mystery, but like a mystery. I just feel like that.
Yep.
It just turned into like the investigation drama, which is a good thing, but it kind of took me out of my Walking Dead vibe.
Yeah. And actually, I'm looking at my notes now.
And then I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to tell you why this really doesn't make sense to me. Because like, what's name, Hornsby, like he said, they're not citizens.
We'll talk about that later because that is on my dislikes list. And that in the music. Well, I'll talk about it later. Go on, talk.
So if you're not I wonder why are they giving jobs to people that's not fully, full citizens?
Right.
And what qualifies you to be a citizen?
Yep.
And why are they going so hard? In fact, you could tell her sister she would, she wouldn't go that hard. She's like, man, I just took this job to chill, relax.
Right. We're only gonna be here for a short time. Let's just keep our heads down and chill. This is supposed to be like a relaxing time versus having to, always watch our back and everything like that. Right. Yeah. Okay, so I liked Carol checking Hornsby on his place, quote unquote, on the ladder. Hornsby says there are two types of people, the ones there for the money and then the others who believe in what they are doing. So to me, not at the time when I wrote this, I just liked what he was saying. I liked what he was getting at. But now it's possible that Hornsby, even though I do not like him at this point, he probably is part of the resistance. And maybe he is saying, like, there's people who do stuff for money, like the smugglers or whatever. And then there's people who are really trying to do something because they believe in it. So
right, really passionate about it.
Right. So maybe Hornsby in a couple episodes will be like, oh my gosh, shock. Hornsby's not a bad guy. This is what he was trying to do. He had, like, the ends justify the means. He needed to get more people and he needed to do this. So we'll see. I also like the fact that people are making drugs. Like, come on. I think we talked about it. I mean, I've said it millions of times. Yeah. Like, it's the apocalypse. Why are we not seeing more people drinking or on drugs, which we did see with Eugene this episode, but I didn't really feel his. I was like, pull it together, Eugene. Like, if you're going to investigate and shit, you can't be drunk at the same time you're doing that.
I feel you. But still, I'm still running into a problem with the situation about now we have the people over here making drugs. We have the Commonwealth. Where was all this stuff? And why didn't Negan, the Saviors, know about Commonwealth? And because all of this is in the same area.
I feel like it's sort of far. I do feel like it's, yeah, because remember, they were traveling, then they met Princess, then they traveled some more before they even found, Commonwealth, they came to Commonwealth, and they really didn't come to Commonwealth. Commonwealth came to them.
What would you say traveling? What, they were traveling like 30 minutes, an hour down the road?
No, if I remember correctly, they were traveling for days.
Really?
It could have been weeks for all we know. Yeah, because remember, they missed a lot of stuff that happened last season when they were gone. So.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Princess is fake lasagna. Princess not wanting to break in because she doesn't want to mess up what her first chance of stability. Like, just even hearing her story, which I think is like on the list later on, but like when she was like, I got a little job, a little bed, a little cat, like she's so grateful for that. And part of me, I don't know if it's on my list or not, likes or dislikes, but I'll just say part of me, I was kind of upset with Eugene with pressuring her to like commit this crime or whatever. It's like, she has a good thing, and now you want her to risk it all just to help you. Yet, I know what you're about to say. Yet, at the same time, I'm thinking, well, you're supposed to do the right thing. And, like, people are so scared of risking their comfort to where they don't do the right thing because it's like, well, I already have a good thing going. I know this is bad that's happening, but I don't want to get involved because I got a good thing going.
Yeah. But, I mean, who's to say what's the wrong and right thing? I mean, Eugene wasn't doing it because it was the right thing to do. He was doing it because he was in love. Yeah, he was trying to get to the bottom of what happened, why she left, or if there was foul play.
And that's probably why I felt that it was wrong for him to ask her to help, especially when she didn't want to.
When love's involved, man, I'm calling everybody. Especially if I have a ride. Yo, take me over there.
Take me to the crime scene or the potential crime scene.
Take me to her house. She gonna hear what I gotta say.
Right. I'm like, I'm sorry. If someone told me that, I was like, I mean, I don't know. Like, part of me, I was so mad at Eugene, but then I'm like, I think that's also the problem. Like, no one wants to risk it because of their comfort. Like, you know, someone called me and said, we got to go over there. They just did this to me. It's like, yeah.
Well, I think Princess has more stability than she had before the apocalypse happened in real life because we already know her situation.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying this is like the best she's ever had it.
So this is brand new to her. I mean, she's glowing now. Mm-hmm. You could tell she talks different. She walks different.
Right. She don't have her pink jacket on. I miss that pink jacket.
Man.
That little
I almost didn't recognize her about it.
I Gary, I'm telling you. I swear, when she first came on screen, I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh, okay. It's Princess. So, okay. So, I don't know what I was trying to say here. But, like, Eugene's detective story, when he was talking about, like, the head honcho, he believes is Mr. Hornsby. Like, when he was telling Princess, like, his little detective clues, once again, it was a very different feel for this episode. And it's showing, like, there's a guy in a hat, there's a big honcho. And I knew immediately, I'm like, oh, the honcho is Hornsby, of course. I could tell that. But when they said Stephanie moved away, she quit her job, all I thought was, well, damn, how big is Commonwealth? Like, are you saying she left Commonwealth? She left the security of Commonwealth and just is out there on the outside? Or you mean Commonwealth is so big that she got another job
in Commonwealth?
In Commonwealth.
2 blocks over.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, how big is this place? What do you mean she quit and moved out? Like, where's she going? So, I mean, it was funny, but just question.
You're moving a whole 5 blocks over.
Right. You'll never find me.
I don't know. I feel like walking that far.
I found it interesting, or kind of like that the real Stephanie is Mercer's sister. So we'll have to see how that plays, if it will play into something, or if that has any deeper meaning. Yeah, so the real Stephanie is Mercer's sister, the one that Tyler took hostage, which makes me now want to go back and rewatch the last week's episode. Was it last week or whenever that happened when Tyler took her hostage for a moment? It makes me want to go back because Connie told Mercer, she's like, that's your sister. Sorry, I keep knocking something over. That's your sister that Tyler took hostage. So it seems like you would have a personal opinion on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I missed that part. So that kind of changes things for me.
So are you going back on Mercer is a resistance and maybe the real Stephanie is as well?
I don't know. And the crazy part to me is, why was there a fake Stephanie? I don't really get that part. Mm-hmm. Like, what were they trying to find out? What information did Eugene give up? And I just don't understand. Why was there a fake Stephanie?
Yeah.
I mean, none of that makes sense to me.
Right, because the real Stephanie was obviously, she's qualified enough to be on the radio talking to people. So she should be able to, if she's able to represent the Commonwealth on the radio, why couldn't she have represented the Commonwealth when they came and presented herself as the real Stephanie? You know, especially since, and then she's like working for the lady, Pamela.
Yeah, like, I mean, what did they get out of it?
I don't know. I mean, they better, hopefully it'll come together. Maybe we'll see next week.
It better come together.
Yeah, it better come together. Like, why did you guys fake it again? Like, explain it to me.
And how? Like, did they catch the real Stephanie? Talking on the what is it?
The radio, whatever.
I forgot the name of the radio, but the radio, and I don't know. I'm trying to piece it together in my head. I just can't. Did they catch her, or did she go tell somebody that? Yeah, I found somebody. He's a part of a group. They're coming. Why don't you pretend to be me? Man, why don't you pretend to be yourself?
Right. Right.
Like, why do you need somebody to pretend to be you to get the information when you could get the information?
Yeah, I agree.
And then, is she the real Stephanie? I don't trust anybody anymore.
Yeah, these lies are just coming out so easily.
And then, why does she have to dress like that? Dress like the real Stephanie?
Yeah,
it's just
why
so
did she
weird.
fake the look of the real Stephanie as if he knew what the real Stephanie looked like? And then I think I have it on my dislikes list is that the whole town had to have seen Eugene's been walking around with this new Stephanie or the fake Stephanie. So are you telling me everyone in the town knew that was not the real Stephanie and just let him walk around and date her? Like, that makes it even more weird that no one spilled the beans. Like 50,000 people.
Unless nobody really knows each other.
That could be it too. Now we see that how dangerous that could be if nobody knows each other.
Yeah. Where that happened, the Hilltop.
Was that the Hilltop? I thought it was... No. It was wherever the kingdom... Wasn't the kingdom he wanted? I don't know where that was.
I think it
was...
was...
when the whispers came.
I think it was the Hilltop.
Okay.
You know, when they snuck in... When it was...
The carnival or whatever they had.
The fair. And movie night and everything. Yeah.
I can't... For some reason, I see the Hilltop and I don't see that at the Hilltop. Like, when I vision the fair in my mind...
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah. Princess's story about her dad, that was like very sad, and it just made you once again see how far she's come and how like this is actually an improvement, like you said, on her old life. But she was pretty much saying like, you know, she smoked her dad's cigarettes and then like next thing you know, he dipped and left, and she always thought like, is it because he found out I smoked his cigarettes? And she's like, but now I realize sometimes, you know, people just leave and you think you know someone. Oh, and that's what also made me know that, like, that was a real fake Stephanie again. Because she's like, you think you know someone, and then you realize you never even met them. I'm like, okay, you guys are heavy-handed on that little comment there. Like, that's when it dinged on me. I'm like, yeah, that's the fake Stephanie. That's why she's gone.
I'm sorry. When they showed the fake Stephanie... Like, she didn't even have her glasses on. I almost passed out on this show. I almost fainted.
Yo, I didn't even... But you know what's so funny? We like the Superman glasses or no glasses. I did not recognize Stephanie at first. Like, I was like, wait, I didn't even know. It took me a few seconds to realize that was her. Because even her hair was different. And, like, how she acted was different. And just those female... Like, she was... Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, remember, she need him or whatever it did to him.
I told you he'll find us. How'd you know he'll find you?
You was cold. You was real cold, fake Stephanie. Or whatever he said her name is at the end. It's a like. I don't know why, but Eugene burning his book, I think it was a like. Not that I wanted him to, but it was more of it was showing real feelings. Like, when you're mad or sad, you do stupid shit that you'll probably regret later. Like, tomorrow he's going to regret that he burned his book.
Nah, he don't want no fake eyes such as his book.
So I thought that part was, like, real. Like, damn, Eugene, why don't do that? But then, especially when I think he's told Princess, he was like, if we ever got out of the apocalypse, I'm going to become a writer after this. Just like kind of and I thought they used that towards the COVID stuff where everyone, you know, starts saying like, you know what, if we get out of this COVID, I'm going to go chase my dreams. Or a lot of people really did go chase their dreams.
During COVID.
Yeah, during COVID. So
still.
Yeah, still chasing their dreams, you know.
No, I'm saying it's still COVID.
COVID feels like it ended. Like, you know, it's like the war started and now COVID
is gone.
Yeah,
it's vanished.
Gone. But I liked him throwing away the book or burning it.
You know, someone said that about Christmas. They said, oh, man, is COVID over? Because all of a sudden it's Christmas time, it's time to buy this, buy that. And now nobody's talking about COVID.
Yeah. It feels like going down. Like, people stop talking about it for a few weeks. Maybe if it pops back up in a few weeks, I'm going to be pissed off.
No, it seems like every time something else happens, COVID just disappear.
Or maybe it's not disappearing. Maybe now they have other stuff to talk about. Like, right now, it's like a boring news cycle. And like, okay, the only thing they have to talk about is COVID. And now something came up. So they're like, okay, we can stop talking about COVID for a little while.
I can honestly say I haven't heard anything about COVID probably in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it feels like that with me too.
I mean, we work in the medical science field.
Right,
and nobody's talking about COVID.
Yes, it's been quiet with COVID talk. It has for a few weeks now. And then I already mentioned with Eugene saying, like, you know, you're just going to admit it when he was talking to Hornsby. I like that. And that was the last like. Now to dislikes. All right, Eugene waiting hours with his ice cream melting. I was like, what the fuck? Is this days later? But then I realized I had to rewind it. And I'm like, no, he's wearing the same clothes. But Eugene, why did you sit there and wait, like, and get the ice creams that melt? And then not only that, I mean, not get the ice creams that melt, but get instead of the ones that don't melt. But I meant, like, who gets an ice cream ahead of time for someone? Like, you don't get the ice cream until you know they're almost there.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing.
You get the ice cream ahead of time?
No, not with anything. Like, if there's a date coming, like, if you meet me somewhere, I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm going to go ahead and be proactive. I'm surprised I should get here. Because I know when you get there, you'll be like, oh, okay, oh, you got this already? Kiss, kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
But ice cream? Like, it only lasts for so long.
If we supposed to be at 5, he probably got up and remember he was already sitting there.
Yeah.
So he probably got up and got the ice cream probably at 4:55.
That's way too long. That's 5 minutes of your ice cream sitting there.
Maybe he got it at 4:58. He got it in line at 4:58.
Nah, unless you see her, like, oh, here she comes. Let me go ahead and get the ice cream.
It's too late then.
No.
It's too late because you don't know how long the line's gonna be. You don't know how the person's gonna be because you know sometimes people when they take your order they just mess up and take their time or
it's ice cream. You scoop it in, and not only that, who wants melted ice cream? Now you ruin the date. If anything.
No, but I'm saying if he was supposed to be here at 5. I mean, I guarantee you that's not the first time he did that.
Yeah.
He probably did it before, got ice cream, and, you know, she showed him so much love when she got there. He's like, oh, I'm going to continue doing this.
Well, either way, it's super weird that he, like, sat there and waited. And, like, it's all dark now. He's just sitting there with the 2 cones in his hand. So you got the ice cream, and you didn't even start licking your own ice cream cone? Like,
no, you can't until she show up. When she show up, then, like, oh, yeah, here's your ice cream. Well, I got it for you, babe. Then you start eating your ice cream at the same time.
Okay.
Now that's romance.
Can't take a bite of the ice cream without me being there first. Yeah.
Right.
This is it's a small petty like because I know I was saying Pretty Rosita last week and actually I have in my notes Pretty Rosita wearing her hair down. Like I'm tired of seeing these people and her hair is like quite long. So it's like Rosita, you're a police officer or whatever, and you got this uniform on, this gadget, and you have your hair down. It threw me off because I mean it looked beautiful, but I'm like,
well, I don't think they're anticipating a real crime.
Then what? They're not just why are you wearing that?
They're just basically walking around handing out citations.
No, I'm not wearing that unless I know action's happening. Like I said, it's just a small dislike, but I was like, put that hair in the ponytail, girl.
Yeah, I don't think she's anticipating anything real to happen. You know, they're doing wellness checks, stuff like that. You know. I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I don't think anything's going to happen in the Commonwealth.
But then it also brings up if they're doing wellness checks, like how far up does this go? Because they had her name as Stephanie, even though she's the fake Stephanie. Like how many people were involved in this nonsense?
But it's the real Stephanie. Her name's not Stephanie, is it?
No, her name's not Stephanie. But remember, when they went to the wellness check, they went to AKA fake Stephanie's house. AKA fake Stephanie had.
Really, both of them are fake Stephanies.
How's the real Stephanie a fake Stephanie?
Her name's not Stephanie either.
Yeah. She said Stephanie. She said, I'm Stephanie. I'm the one that was on the phone with you when she comes at the end. There is a real Stephanie.
I know it was the real girl who was on the phone with him, but I thought she told him her real name and said, I was the one on the phone with you.
Yeah, Stephanie.
Oh, so her name is Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought she gave...
But now you're making me doubt myself. Now I'm starting to question.
Yeah, because I thought she gave him a fake name also.
I'm like so sure she said Stephanie. But now I don't know.
I mean, now that'd be weird if her real name is Stephanie because she's been there. She's been walking around. So he never called her anybody called her Stephanie.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think her name is Stephanie.
Either way, something's crumbling here because this fake Stephanie was living there. Yes, Hornsby probably faked the papers and all that stuff. But what about the rest of the town? I'm sorry. It's not making sense that this fake Stephanie was able to be fake in this town. But, okay.
Because I don't think there was a Stephanie.
Okay, say there is no Stephanie. The fact that this house is registered to a Stephanie, he's made a missing report for a Stephanie, and if the first thing they would say is there's that girl's not Stephanie.
This. I think if the girl gave Eugene a fake name, Stephanie, and say, oh well, I gave him the name Stephanie, this is the name they're going with. It doesn't take much, especially if you're like Hornsby. You're very high up in this town. It's not going to take much for you to falsify some documents and say, okay, this is your new identity, especially if there's no other Stephanie there.
Yeah, but
then again, I'm acting like there can only be one person named Stephanie.
Stephanie, yeah. And then, but not only that, like they were going on public outings. How did no one ever pass her and be like hi or stop and talk to Eugene? I'm like, oh, welcome, da da da. I'm glad you met Michelle. She's a great girl, like da da da. And he's like, Michelle.
But what if she was new to the town also?
And then she's already part of the resistance?
Yeah, I don't. I told you that doesn't make sense.
All right, let's continue. Okay, so when Carol was like to Hornsby, drug dealers or smugglers, like, what are we working with? Bitch, how do you know any of this? I'm sorry. Like, literally, if I saw, like, a crowd of people that were, like, looking shady, I wouldn't even assume what they were doing. Like, how would I know drugs or smuggler? What the fuck does a smuggler look like?
And then it could be the same thing. Like, a smuggler is somebody who can smuggle like drugs, alcohol, anything. So
I get it, but what does that look like?
No, but I'm saying that I didn't know there was a difference.
Oh yeah. Because if you're smuggling drugs, then you're a drug dealer.
Right.
But my thing is, how is Carol, like, she comes and peeps the scene and within seconds she's like, drugs or smugglers? Like, girl, you were a housewife before this. Like, and yes, we have seen her fight, kill, and she does some sneaky shit, but she doesn't know the ways of like a mafia or whatever.
But, we don't know that.
How?
We don't know what Carol was or what she'd been through before she got married. Because when we met Carol, her daughter was, how old do you think? Like 12?
Yeah, 10, 12.
10, 12. Yeah, so we don't know what Carol's dealt with before that. In fact, she could have a impressive resume.
I don't want to say anything that's going to come off offensive because I don't even know like the whatever the view or the makeup of someone who has been abused, domestic violence. But part of me feels like, just like when there was a lot of conversation with Rick's old girlfriend, and I know a lot of people are saying like, she doesn't seem like an abuse victim. She, she's walking around, she seems perfectly fine. And a lot of people acknowledge, hey, you don't know what an abuse victim looks like. And I'll say the same thing about Carol. Part of me feels like if she's been through some of that shit and knew all this before becoming the wife of Jerry, whatever, I forgot his name now, her husband, then I don't see her being also a domestic violence victim. But at the same time, I don't know the makeup of a domestic violence victim, and I don't want to offend anyone by saying like, not saying like you can't be street smart and be a domestic violence victim. Not implying, well, I guess I sort of am implying that, but
and that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. I mean, you could be a part of a domestic violence situation no matter what your status is.
Yeah, that's true.
And we don't know. Maybe her husband, he could have been in there cooking up crystal meth. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this over to Johnny so he go smuggle it.
All right, so why did the poppy dealers let this one man have control over him? When she says, okay, this is the scoop, like, he's taking all their money, and they're just sitting mean mugging him. Like, there's one of him and a whole bunch of y'all. Why don't y'all whip his ass or something and kick him out?
But the odd situation is, and I don't know if you noticed this, it looked like majority of the workers were women.
Even more so to whoop his ass. Whoop his ass together. Girl power. Like, I don't know.
I mean, you could think that okay, together, but people don't really work together. People don't work together well.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Once they see a backhand one person.
Yeah, like, I ain't getting backhand.
I'm out of the fight.
Right. That's true. But the girl that, like, the lady that was looking, and I'm assuming who Carol ended up talking to, like, she looked strong and she looked serious, and I'm just thinking, like, I didn't think that was going to be the what was happening. Like, I thought it was going to be something. I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think he was stealing from them and taking all the money and expecting them to still work. But then at the same time, it's kind of like,
he was taking the raises, so he was paying them something.
Yeah.
And he probably was taking the raise. They probably didn't know. When Carol said he's stealing the raises, she probably put two and two together, which means she spoke to him and they said, yeah, he do this, and he beat Cheryl up the other day or whatever. And Carol probably said, hey, or Carol could have started the conversation like, yo, they just gave y'all a raise recently. What? She probably said, what raise?
Right.
Boom. He's stealing the raises.
But then also, what is he paying them with? Because if they're not part of the Commonwealth, what kind of is he giving them money that's useless while they're out there on the outside of the walls, or what is he giving them? What kind of what's their payment, their currency out there?
Oh man, you asking questions now.
That's all I was thinking.
That's the one.
All right. And then when he said, there's a few things I think The Walking Dead is sort of doing, or maybe it's just me putting too much into it. But when Hornsby was like something about they're full citizens or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who? You're talking like this? Like, this is the apocalypse and we're still talking about citizenship? So like, just so happened that they were like, they came to, like, how did you become a citizen? Like you just said, like, so if you come here before this turn, I don't know, like, how did they decide who's a citizen and who's not?
Well, Hornsby is a liar.
True.
So we don't even know if when he said that they're full citizens, if he was telling the truth. I mean, having that stuff may be illegal, just period. But he could say, hey, and who's going to question him? Is he doing? He's the lawmaker, right?
Yeah. Well, who's making drugs illegal in the zombie apocalypse? Like, I want to speak to this person. Like, why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, that is crazy. But I don't know if it's illegal. Yeah, how's there a smuggler?
I ain't got to smuggle shit. It's here. Here it is. Like, what do you mean, smuggle? I'm going to be advertising. Here's a taste. Here's a little taste of my poppy. Come back for more. Bring me some food, or I don't know what they're going to trade for.
Oh, the party favors are here. Let's get this party started.
They're back with samples. Everybody running to them. Anywho. And then the last two dislikes, it's sort of what we already mentioned, and that was like the music trying to be like murder mystery. It was just so heavy handed. Like the music the whole time was getting on my nerves. And then also,
we got to go back.
What?
the drugs being illegal, how they smuggling or dealers or smugglers. Like, who's gonna stop me?
Right. What you gonna do about it?
Who's the officers out here? Especially, we're not a part of the Commonwealth. That we're out here in the fields. I mean, there's not no army, no
right.
police officers.
And if anything, I would just personally try to sell to the citizens, quote unquote, of the Commonwealth. Come like, I know y'all ain't got that in there, so come on out to the gates and here it is, Bring me some wine or whatever that you don't want. Ice cream, clearly that's just an endless supply.
That's something to trade. But it's nothing to, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it at the time because it did look kind of shady. They made it look kind of shady. I don't know. Illegal.
It looked shady, and then it was just also like, I don't know. Why would they choose to live out there if they can live in Commonwealth? At the same time, Commonwealth is not all cracked up. It's to be, but it just seems like...
Well, I can understand them living out there, especially if Commonwealth trying to get back to where we are right now, or get back to the good old days, to where the world was popping. Then I can understand how the Commonwealth, don't want to be seen as having a dispensary, legalize marijuana, legalize opioids, legalize, anything, crack cocaine. I mean, you don't want to have a whole bunch of junkies in the Commonwealth.
Why? There's a lot more to be worried about. There's killers out here, so as long as they ain't a killer.
I mean, no, there's not a lot more things to be worried about. Picture there's a lot of junkies in the Commonwealth. When killers come, who's going to help you fight?
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, that is all we got. So let's go ahead and get into listener letters. Now, remember, if you guys want to be part of the podcast, hit us up, dead@theverdictsin.com, or any email you may have from us, because we have a few emails from the different shows we've done, or also on Facebook and Twitter. All right, so we have an email today from Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany, long time.
Long time. Good to hear from you, Tiffany. All right, so she has a few comments here from the first episode. She said, Chantel and Gary both complaining about the Aaron pipe situation. I was crying laughing when y'all read, logistically, it just doesn't make sense.
It did.
Yeah, when Lydia saved Aaron off screen. Oh, she said she enjoys the podcast. You too, Chantel, she says. It's crazy. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so she said, I'll say one thing that made me mad in this episode. I believe she's still talking about previous episode here. And she goes, when Leah realized that Father G got the drop on them and was like, does the offer still stand? No, what the fuck? Does the offer still stand? My bad for saying I was going to kill all y'all like for 47 seconds ago. Maggie at least waited till they walked away. I would have started firing right away, right after Leah said that. Yeah. Because like we already said, they're going to come back. It's only a matter of time.
Well, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
Well, she might come back.
Leah will come back, yeah. And she goes, and last thing, after all them damn people, Maggie got killed on this little expedition for quote unquote food. She going to break down like she's someone's mama at a black funeral. Did she even know Alton? I thought she knew him, but he just left the Saviors, so Maggie was not effing with him. I could be wrong. A lot has happened. No, Maggie and Alton, I believe, were cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, like when he first came to Hilltop and they had them in the cage and he was trying to talk to Maggie. He's like, hey, can we get food? Can we get out, get a little exercise? And like Maggie started warming up to him slowly.
Yeah, I think they built a pretty good relationship before Maggie left.
Yeah. And then when he was dating Enid, which was Maggie there at that time? I'm trying to think. It was after Rick. So it probably was. Maggie might not have been there. But yeah, I mean, I would say she knew him somewhat, though.
Yeah, I think she knew him pretty good because remember, Maggie was over the Hilltop. That's where he was. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was almost like he was her right-hand man for a second.
Yeah, yeah. And then now that I just said Enid's name, it made me think, like, how did Maggie not come back after Enid was killed? Like, because remember, her and Glenn were, like, raising Enid. Like, remember, Enid started living with him and everything like that. So it seems shocking that she didn't come back for her death.
She did come back.
Well, long after.
To get help. So we can fight our fight.
All right. She goes, I think this is for this week now. She goes, what's really going on here? I know one thing. As soon as I walked into that damn community and they started asking me for dollars, I would have been like, nope. Let me back out the front door. How you going to be charging me for squirrel Darrow catches on the regular basis? But we're going to get into that later. First off, I'm already suspicious of any community that actively wants to bring back the popo. She's talking about the police. It also makes me wonder if this place was like an original Alexandria. Did it ever fall? It seems weird they would have a haunted house with zombies when there are zombies everywhere. These kids aren't traumatized already? Is it just me? And the people be like, oh, wow, cool. You were out there on the other side. Like, y'all, the other side is like the rest of the world outside of here, 20 blocks right.
Yeah, I think the place probably never fell.
Yeah, I would say it never fell.
And you have kids the same age as Judith. They probably never seen a zombie.
Yeah, but I still didn't like the whole zombie house. Like, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't because it felt insensitive. And also,
I didn't have a problem with it because you either walk in there or you don't. I mean, there's a lot, people have a problem with liquor stores. You either go in there
or not go, yeah.
People have a problem with the dispensaries in California. Either you go re-up or you don't, Right.
And I agree with her with, like, the police, even though, is that what Mercer and, like, Rosita, are they considered police? Well, I guess, yeah. Because what was Rick and Michonne called in Alexandria when they first got there? Like, Diana called them something else. She didn't say police. I forgot what she referred to them, but she gave them a different name.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, if you're starting something new, and especially if certain words have so much negative connotation to it or negative history to it, such as the police, it's better to use like safety officer. Well, I don't know. I know they use that with police too. I don't know what I would use. Like guard. I don't know. That actually has a bad name too. I don't know. Safety patrol.
Stormtroopers.
They should have made it funny and just called it stormtroopers. Like, well, no, because the stormtroopers are bad too. So I don't know. But yeah, you made some points there. All right.
I mean, and I feel her because I'm skeptical also. Like, I don't want the world to fall and all this bad shit happen. And then when the world back up, I got to go clock in again.
Exactly. Exactly. Or looking for money. Like, I think one of them said it last week. Like, oh, I hate that we have to, like, balance a checkbook again. And, Judith not even being able to get a record that no one's touching. Why can't she just get it? Like, it's there. It's available. Is it anybody's? No. Okay, let me have it. Just give it to me. I'll give you something later, I'm sure. Just trade and borrow.
Yeah, I can't see myself going back.
Yeah.
Or I can't see myself going back to work.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I mean, look at the apocalypse here. I mean, nobody wanted to go back to work after COVID started.
Like, yeah. I mean, people are still working from home.
Yep. You didn't just let me work from home and try to have me back at the office. No way, Jose.
No, Joe Biden tells them we need to get back in the office.
With gas prices $20 a gallon. I sent you a TikTok, I think, earlier where this guy was on a horse. He was like, this is how we traveling now on a horse. Okay. Okay, so this is still from last week. She goes, oh, snap, Carol is baking. Ezekiel back to caring for Shiva. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And since I'm feeling real cynical about the Commonwealth, that means Carol should be poisoning people at any moment. And Ezekiel getting Shiva, a.k.a. Jerry, killed. Aww. Okay. I know that's too much. Wait, did Ezekiel get Shiva killed? I thought Shiva kind of like just helped everybody towards the end. I forgot who they were fighting. The saviors, the whisperers, somebody. And no sooner did I think that Carol wanders off and starts caroling. Yep. Violating HIPAA rules, right? Just flagrant as all hell. Eavesdropping, Mission Impossibling, sneaking over fences, fighting off wino zombies. That's why those people were down there. They were probably winos, got drunk and like, oh, that's kind of sad. They got like too drunk and might have died. Blackmailing weak-minded people.
They went out how they wanted to go out.
Yeah. Okay, she goes, here we go. I have the distinct feeling these 7 people are going to bring down the damn Commonwealth. Yeah. I mean, they're part of the resistance. It maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know Carol will easily join the resistance.
Definitely. That's probably why her resume looked impressive to him.
Yeah, because he's like, okay, she's going to join me. And what is this red carpet event? Why are we having red carpet, Halloween balls, and folks are outside and there's paparazzi? So this is still from last week. What is really going on here? Am I crazy? Or is Connie the local newspaper breaking expose stories on class and inequality? What is Yomiko doing? What exactly is her role here? Yeah, like, because she was a lawyer. And is she, like, writing up legal documents on their behalf now? Like, what is she doing?
She's a district attorney.
Oh, she is?
I don't know. I just threw that out
While
there.
her girlfriend, her ex-girlfriend, is up there cleaning dishes. Like, the classes changed I don't really like how this class thing is going in Commonwealth.
I mean, we're back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand everyone has a job. We do need the dishes clean, but like, hopefully there's some type of rotation. Like, oh, I had the sucky job, but in 6 months I can do this job different. Like, I feel like hopefully there's some type of rotation.
I doubt it. I think the people on top, like they say, the rich get richer. Mm-hmm. And the people there just struggling just to make dollars to get the record, they're going to keep struggling.
Yeah. Oh, and she goes, did you notice her ex-girlfriend was waitstaff? Isn't this basically both of them were doing pre-apocalypse? No, Yumiko was a lawyer pre-apocalypse, and her girlfriend was, like, Yumiko was her lawyer, right? Remember, they mentioned that. So her girlfriend was a criminal. I forgot the lady's name. But remember, because Michonne, like, confronted her at first, like, what's that tattoo?
Yeah, said it was a prison tattoo.
Which I still call bullshit on, like, this tattoo. I don't know. It was just, like, Michonne, how'd you know that? But
man, you'd be surprised what you learn in the zombie apocalypse or any apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like, when you're not working, man, all the books you read.
Yeah.
You be so woke.
She said, wouldn't you want to take the classism and division out of whatever this new society you're building? Yeah. That's what we've been talking about.
No, I don't think they're building this society. I think, like we mentioned before, it was already there. It just didn't fall. They just found a way to protect it.
She says, when the lady showed the picture of her dad that she had painted, I busted out laughing hard. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it reminded me of those stories of people who tried to fix world-class paintings and it ended up messing them up worse. I don't know why, but they cracked me up. Is that the painting that Tyler, like, crashed, like, tore open. I don't know. Because I'm thinking what painting, but I do remember him like cutting open a painting. Anyways, I'm not sure Daryl would conform this quickly to all the structure. You know, Daryl, he's going to do what he got to do. But I suppose Commonwealth people arriving right after Maggie just made y'all lose like 10 people and basically murder another group to get some food. You might want to take it easy for a little while. I guess he is a hardcore family man now. Wait a minute. Do Daryl and Jude and RJ live in the projects? What's going on?
Yeah, they live in the projects.
Yeah. They're going to have some, RJ and Judith are going to have some humble beginnings when they talk about their childhood later on.
Humble beginnings. They're living out in the wild, in the streets, fighting out zombies. They're living in. In fact, I mean, this is basically an upgrade for them.
I mean, it is compared to how now Alexandria is looking these days. So
wasn't she born in jail? Judith?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were being funny, but yes. Yeah, she was born in the prison.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah, season 3. Last thing, and this is from last week, I still believe, most likely die after that little uprising and Carol getting backhand involved. I want to say Lance is maybe going to get some cookies or a series of unfortunate events about to befall his little sniveling behind. She doesn't mean cookies as in cookies. She means real cookies, like regular cookies. Like, is Carol going to make him some cookies? Or is she going to kill him? I don't know. He better watch out for Carol. He might think she's smart, but she's dangerous too. It ain't fair and shit is Daryl. I know it sounds corny, but it must really be hard for him not to hunt for squirrels and carry his bow around 24/7, but he's doing it for Judith and RJ. We'll see if some of that stuff comes up this week. So thank you, Tiffany. We really appreciate you writing in.
Thanks, Tiffany.
All right, and we have an email today from Chantel.
Hey, Chantel.
She said, well, I had quite the adventure trying to watch this week's episode. I fell asleep the first time, not the show's fault. The second time, the sound cut out after the opening credits. And then I had to find out my Xfinity login, so then I couldn't log into AMC to watch. It was a hot mess. But, okay, here she goes.
Yeah, it took us a while to watch it also.
Yeah, I think it was like 2-3 days of watching it. All right, Eugene. Might as well start with the main cast member of the week, Dr. Eugene Porter. Eugene clearly bucked up and made his move on not Stephanie. They are having sleepovers. She is seeing him in his morning man bun. I wanted to be happy for him, but we all knew she wasn't the real Stephanie. Mm-hmm. So I was super sad and nervous for him instead. When he said he loved her, she looked genuinely moved. Does not Stephanie have real feelings for him? No, after she hit him, like, she didn't just kick him in the... Like, I don't know. It seemed like whatever she did to him, like when she kicked him, whatever, was painful.
Yeah, but she didn't know it was him.
Oh, she didn't at that time?
No, because she said, I told you I hurt somebody.
Oh.
Earlier she said, I told you he'll find us, but she didn't say that. She said, I told you I hurt somebody.
Well, she still didn't care because it's not like after she realized it was him, like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Like, she didn't even address Eugene. She didn't even like say anything.
Yeah, she didn't acknowledge him.
Yeah.
No.
So that tells me she didn't give a shit. When she was shown packing her suitcase before the opening credits, she was crying. And after she kicked him in the stomach, she looked at him as he lay on the ground, gasping for air, and looked genuinely upset for a moment. She could be a wild card. I didn't think she looked upset, but maybe she did. I was not happy that Eugene asked Princess to risk it all for her little job and her little apartment and soon-to-be little cat to help him spy on that guy. Yes, I see. I had a feeling they get caught. That said, Princess is really a ride or die.
She is, and I really didn't have a problem with him asking. I don't have a problem with her doing it. I mean, I know she didn't want to risk it all and mess up everything, but I mean, I know everybody's been in a situation where they, had to call on their friend for some stupid shit. Like, yeah, can you go with me, or can you do this or this? We all try to make our friend or ask our friend to risk it all at one point.
Yes, of course. But in this case, like Stephanie, like that's like asking someone that just did 15 years in jail. They finally get out and you're like, yo, this guy was talking shit. Let's go beat his ass. Like, no, I just got out of jail for 15 years. I'm not risking it to go back.
I mean, that's who you ask. That's your friend.
That is who you ask.
Yeah.
I would be
you ask
offended.
the person that you know to do it. That you know would do it.
I just got out of jail. You ain't doing this to me. Like, no, I would be, no. That's how I felt with Princess. Like, we know when they found her, remember, she was by herself. We don't know how. She might have been by herself since this thing started. No, I think she said she was with different groups. But she's been by herself for so long. This is her first, like, real chance at stability. No matter how effed up it is, it's still stable. And I didn't think he should have asked her. Okay, but she continues. She was there to encourage him to feel happy when not Stephanie said she loved him, and was there to tell him to read the room when not Stephanie left. I genuinely thought Eugene was going to die when he was confronting Hornsby. See, I thought the opposite. I thought Hornsby was going to die. So we're still there. I thought someone was going to die in that scene, though, when they were standing at each other staring at the stairs.
I didn't get a die vibe.
I got the die. The die vibe was so heavy. I was like, yes, Eugene. I was thinking in my head, like, Eugene's about to kill him. Like, as soon as he turns around, because, you know, Eugene is scary still. So I thought as soon as Hornsby turned around to go up the stairs, Eugene was going to, like, hit him upside the head. And
Eugene is not as scary as you think he is. I don't really think Eugene is scary at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's not scary. Well, yeah, he's not that scary anymore.
Because, you know, every time we see him in his little scary moments, he's been acting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
Like,
have we ever seen him fake scare?
Yeah. When he first got there to the Commonwealth and he was in to the guards and everything, remember? When Princess went in the bathroom and one of the guards looked like he went back there also?
Yeah, but was he fake scaring?
Yeah, he was faking.
Okay.
And in fact, either this episode or last episode, Eugene was fake crying, and when somebody turned around or left, he straightened up real quick. Oh, when they told Eugene to stop. Remember he made him sign something? Mm-hmm. Eugene was acting all sad or whatever.
Yeah.
As soon as he left the room or whatever, Eugene straightened up real quick.
Okay. Maybe I never noticed. Maybe it was like subtle or something.
No, it's not subtle. Eugene's an actor.
Okay. Well, yeah, that I agree with. That dark, shadowy lighting, the way they would focus on Eugene and then focus on Hornsby just standing there. I thought Hornsby was going to let him finish and then just stab him or shoot him. We haven't lost a major character in a long time, unless you count Alden. No. And I really felt it coming. So much so that I kept looking away. How powerful would it be to have been Hornsby stab him as he bled out, whisper all of the messed up stuff about Commonwealth that he knows into Eugene's ear, knowing Eugene was dying and couldn't warn anyone. We wouldn't need to hear it, just show us Eugene's face as he listens. I know this is dark, but how impactful would that have been? The Walking Dead hasn't killed off anyone in the group in a significant, dramatic way in a while. Here's the complication that exists now. Eugene knows what is going on, and I'm willing to bet Stephanie/Max is going to tell him more. But he has already signed paperwork admitting to being mentally disturbed, and even Princess thinks he is a little bit off right now. Will our people trust him when he tells them what is going on?
That's a good question. It depends on who's there, who he tells, because most of them won't even care. I mean, what really is going on? He don't even know what's going on. He know he got played. We don't know what's going on. So really, there's nothing. And I think that's why Hornsby just admitted everything to him or said, yeah, we lied to you. So what? Because nobody knows. I mean, what's the game plan? Are they doing something wrong? Are they doing something? Yeah. Do we know what it is? No. So I don't think we're going to take the time, or any of our people are going to take the time to really look into it. Yeah, Eugene, you got your heart broke. Yo, shake it off and move on. In fact, what does Eugene do around there? Do we see his job?
No, I mean, he's had a lot of time, a lot of free time to get drunk, be sweaty, and look for Stephanie, follow people around. So I don't know what his job is.
He's just the Commonwealth wino, isn't he?
Hey.
I mean, we haven't seen Eugene work yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's working. Eugene. He
had time to write his book, everything. He's living the apocalypse life. That's how
should be. Yeah, he's living his best life right now.
He's like, I don't need no money to barter. I don't need no records. I'll just do what I got, you know.
My girl got 2 jobs.
Right.
I need a job.
But now that I think about it, Chantel here has Stephanie/Max. So maybe the real Stephanie's name is not Stephanie. Maybe you are right. Because she goes Stephanie/Max. And then I just Googled it, and it says Stephanie Max, who was initially cast as the voice of Stephanie. So I'm like, wait, does that mean her name is Max or her name is Stephanie? Or is her fake name is Max?
No, I think the fake name was Stephanie.
So there is no Stephanie then?
That's what I've been telling you. I've been telling you there's no Stephanie.
Then why make up the name Stephanie?
That's why I was saying that when you were saying that nobody in town knows she was Stephanie, there's no Stephanie. She gave him the name Stephanie, so it was easy for you. They could have found anybody to play Stephanie, and nobody in town would have gave it away because, especially a new person. I mean, to them, her name is Stephanie.
Yeah, I don't know. I still call that into question. But all right, let's see what we got. Oh, well, as far as him being mentally disturbed, I didn't feel like that was a checkmate. When Hornsby was like, well, actually, you've already signed this saying that you're mentally disturbed. Like, first of all, Princess was there when I signed it. Did Princess not have to sign it? And if she didn't, she still knows I wasn't aware that this was in the message. Like, where in this form was it? And then it doesn't really matter. We're all fucked up. If we're in a zombie apocalypse, who is not mentally disturbed at this point? So that you saying that, it's okay. I'm gonna still tell my people. I would tell him to wait until he's probably sober and he can have a chance to calm down. Well, maybe tell him the next morning, or if he is able to gather his thoughts and say clearly. Like, see, I keep saying, like, if there was Rick here, he could go and tell Rick, but I don't know who's the leader of our group that has this. Like, I feel like we don't have a leader right now.
But I don't understand. What is he gonna tell him?
Well, okay, if someone said, let's just say Eugene comes up to me, hey, Hornsby got us here. He tricked us. Like, this was part of his plan for us to come here to him, and then for me to send him back to you guys. Like, this was all planned out. I'm sorry. If I'm in some place and someone says you were meant to come here, like we tricked you into coming here, I would be suspicious after everything that's happened to him.
He more so said we saved you.
Well, no, he more so said we tricked you, but hey, it's okay because we saved you. Well, you didn't just save us for no reason. So what is your deep, dark reason of why you want us to be here? I would be suspicious.
But, okay, let me ask you this question. So if he tells someone, what do you expect him to do about it? Like, what is his next step? Are they all going to start investigating why they're there? Are they going to confront somebody? Are they going to tell somebody that, hey, we got tricked into coming here?
Yeah, I mean, it might be worth, I don't know, because part of me goes, yes, go and tell someone, but then you might get stuck there and become prisoners. So part of me is saying either confront them and see what happens or just dip. Like, at this point, dip. You will find something else.
But you're saying dip like escape type dip. They're free to walk out. They're free to leave.
I'm not saying escape, yeah, and I'm saying they all need to, like, hearing that, they need to go ahead and probably leave.
I mean, at the most, the Commonwealth brought them there for labor.
That's a possibility. And if that's what they say, then that maybe they'll make that decision. Like, oh, so you didn't. I don't know. I feel he should still tell them and let them make up their own minds of what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but I still don't. I mean, there's really nothing to tell.
I don't agree with that.
Eugene got his heart broke. What I don't know what he's gonna say.
Okay. We'll
there's
see.
Nothing to see here. We'll
see. All right. She goes, Hornsby, I cannot get a read on this guy. He had a used car snake oil salesman vibe when first talking to our people at Alexandria. He was super charming when dealing with Carol. Why is she trying to charm him? Why is he trying to charm her? Excuse me. Is she falling for it? Please, The Walking Dead, don't make this a love thing. No, I can't see that. I don't see that at all. He is the perfect underling when dealing with Pamela Milton. And he was so damn why are you saying these words, Chantel? I can't pronounce this. He was so damn duplicitous, I guess, when it came to Eugene. He was nice and ready to be an ally until Eugene stepped out of line. Then he became cold, calculating, and very menacing. The way he stood there while Eugene had his meltdown was almost psychotic. It is why I was certain Eugene was about to die. What is Hornsby's deal? Is he a villain, a resistor, somewhere in between?
So let's say he's a resistor. Why not go out and get people who don't want to be here? Someone to help. Basically, the fake Stephanie or the real Stephanie, I mean, they're probably all a part of it. the fake Stephanie, the real Stephanie. Well, we know and Mercer. Mm-hmm. They're probably all a part of it. They're probably recruiting people at this point. Like, we're not strong enough, just us right here. Let's go out and get people and that's probably why he keeps saving them. Every time they get locked up, he goes save them.
Yeah, he keeps saying, "I'm trying to help you." Like, every time something happens,
every time something happens, because more numbers, more power.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I still don't like his personality.
And if you want to know who the leader of our group is, and this may sound strange to you, but it's probably at this point Carol. Daryl's not a leader.
I don't know. I feel like Carol has lost, like, after what she did with Connie, like what happened with Connie, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like our group is not even there anymore. Like, you don't even see them all together. You see like 2 people here, 2 people there, 1 person there. Like, so it's almost like, who's our group? I don't know. They just feel like they're everywhere. Like, I don't know who's in charge. Honestly, I don't.
But I'm saying, like, who could bring everybody together?
Who has the voice? I don't know. Carol doesn't have the voice. Now, I could possibly see Yumiko or Yumiko's ex-girlfriend. And damn, did we just miss Luke? Or what was his name? What was the guy that he went to Oceanside? Is he coming back?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But no, I can't see, what's her name,
Yumiko.
Well, I can't see them either, because they're basically new.
Yeah.
The only person that I can see that's been with us from day one is Carol. Maggie, I'm still on edge about Maggie.
Yeah, but she's not there. Rosita speaks her mind.
Well, when I say our group, I'm talking about in general as a whole.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't even think of anyone. Maybe Rosita. I could see her speak. She never not talks. She, if she has an opinion, she's gonna say it.
But I never seen her lead anything either.
Yeah, the only time I've seen her somewhat lead or work together, and even then she wasn't leading, is when her and Sasha went over to, the Savior's place. So
right. And right now I think our group is together by convenience. We're together, the zombie apocalypse happened, we just all ran to each other, met each other, and we keep each other safe. Now, when the world comes back, like Commonwealth is back, now you see everybody kind of veer off. Everybody goes and be with the people they probably would have hung out with.
Hang out with, yeah.
Or the people they hung out with before the apocalypse happened. People they have more in common with.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, I like when Rick and them got to Alexandria and they were sleeping in the same house. Like, they were still always a group. They had each other's back. Like, remember when Michonne said to Rick, "I have your back even when I don't have your back," or something like that.
This is a different situation. Alexandria was still like a football field. It wasn't a big community, and it was basically like starting over. It was starting from scratch back in the days, in the Little House on the Prairie days, where they was trading vegetables. And this place is actually have, they're trading currency.
Right. They're fully established.
Right. So when you get here, it's not the same feeling that you would get in Alexandria when you first got there.
Yeah.
Alexandria, when you got there, I was suspicious of it. Although we are suspicious of Commonwealth, I can see why people will enjoy it, especially being out there fighting all these years.
The Walking Dead did a wonderful job. Did a wonderful job using Connie and Kelly to provide commentary on freedom of the press. And their timing for this episode is so spot on given what is happening in the world right now. Russian citizens don't have free, open access to real news, only propaganda approved by the Kremlin. People with access to social media are more in the know, but Russia is blocking Facebook and Twitter now. There are literally people in Russia who believe what their news, quote unquote, networks are telling them. They honestly think it's an invasion. This invasion is a military exercise to save Russian minority from genocide. This is an absolute lie, but this is the only info they have. I was gonna add some more, but it looks like that's her next comment. She goes, "Look at what is happening here at home with folks only watching Fox, OAN, InfoWars, etc. It's so dangerous. It is how you get Pizzagate and January 6th. A diverse, free press that can hold leaders accountable, and inform citizens about what is actually going on is vital. Connie and Kelly know that, and Connie is willing to fight the system. This makes me very nervous for her, with the Commonwealth controlling the information and their people being so inept, except for the military, it could be a disaster. In last week's episode, or maybe the week before, it was stated that Connie's investigative reporting is what took Pamela Milton's uncle down and ruined his political career before the ZA. Wait, I missed that. I didn't even know why they were, like, I was like, how'd they get this job? Like, the press.
Right, I didn't know either.
I missed that part. Yeah. Why would Milton then allow Connie to be a reporter on the beat in Commonwealth? Why would she think that Connie would cooperate with spreading propaganda? You think she would be aware of who Connie was. It is interesting to me that it seems like Kelly is the one who's being more cautious of the two sisters. Notice how she is hesitated to translate when Connie was clearly going off in the newspaper office. I would expect the older sister to be the one to reel in the younger one. Theirs is an interesting dynamic. I like them and I hope they survive.
Wow, Chantel, you put me on something new. Like, I missed that whole part. So that is kind of strange why they would put her over the paper or over the press, especially in her town.
Yeah, some good points here, Chantel. I was going to say that I was surprised with Kelly, not necessarily because she's the younger sister, but just what we've seen of her so far. She's always been one to, like, kind of pop off the mouth, kind of like call bullshit when there's bullshit. So I was surprised to see her being like, let's just keep our head down, da-da-da. But at the same time, I understand when you're, like, fighting the fight over and over and over and you finally get a little ounce of peace, and yeah, there's some bullshit surrounded by it, but you still have a little bit of peace. I guess I can see her saying, like, you know what, let's not even, there's some shady shit going on, but let's not look into it because we finally have, like, peace right here.
Right here. And then Kelly keep mentioning they don't plan on being there long.
Yeah, this is just a rest stop. This is our vacation.
So I don't even understand why take this job, if you don't plan on being there long.
Yeah, I agree.
Like The Walking Dead done walked off the edge. This is not even The Walking Dead right now.
They done ran out of stuff. Yeah, they done ran out. All right, she goes, Mercer. First of all, that brother is fine. My God, sorry, Gary, I couldn't help myself. Jesus. At the hospital, when he was in Tyler's room, was Mercer trying to communicate something to Connie? At first, I thought his look was menacing, but the way he kind of cocked his head and stared at her, and then the way she looked back at him trying to read his expression, it was different. And then the way he stared her down in the woods. So Max, fake Stephanie, is his sister, and Max is Stephanie, like we said. Okay, so maybe Max is Stephanie. They gave her a fake name when fake Stephanie had to take her name. They had to give real Stephanie a fake name.
No, her real name is Max.
Okay.
Yo, you're not catching on.
Okay,
there's no Stephanie.
Okay. Remember when she whispered to Tyler, "I'm like you"? That could be taken as "I'm human like you, don't kill me," or it could mean "I'm a part of the resistance like you, don't kill me." I'm leaning more towards the latter. I wonder what she has said to Eugene in the alley at the end of the episode.
Yeah. But whatever she said to Eugene, like I said before, I wouldn't even pay attention to it. I mean, y'all played me once.
Right. Like, I'm not listening to you. Don't come to me talking about
me once, shame on you.
Singing the song. Little birdie, whatever she was doing. Remember me? It was me on the radio. Like, bitch, get out of here. So you sat here, watch me with this fake Stephanie. Watch me get closer to her and played. You're just as bad as her. Point blank. But as far as Mercer, I'm actually not feeling him anymore. Like, every time we see him, he's a mean mug. Like, what the hell, Mercer? Like, you're always, like, have we seen him smile once? Like, I know I sound like the guys when they go tell women to smile, but seriously, smile. I mean,
sometimes it's hard to smile, especially when you know bullshit is happening.
Yeah, but every time it shows him, he be frowning. I'm like, okay, like, chill, we get it, Mercer, you don't play. But, like, every single time we see you, got to be frowning. So, that's all I got. All right, Carol, what is she up to? Is she putting on another act, or is she really willing to help Hornsby and move up the ladder, quote unquote? What is her deal? Well, remember, I don't think she's trying to move up the ladder. Remember, the whole reason why she started working with Hornsby is so she can help Ezekiel, which I forgot about him. Ezekiel could be like sort of the leader. And there's Jerry.
Oh, yeah, Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel can lead, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and she ends it with some randomness here. She goes, when the resistance begins, excuse me, who in our group will stick with the establishment and who will revolt? I don't think everyone will be down to revolt. This could be the split that puts Carol and Daryl on their road for their spinoff. I forgot they were supposed to have a spinoff. Yeah,
this might be it.
Yeah. Well, we saw Daryl in the costume. We didn't see Carol when it showed Hornsby when they came back to Alexandria 6 months later. The only person that took off their headgear was Daryl at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does make sense because they are going to end up together somehow. I don't know. If I had to say who would revolt, Carol, and I guess ultimately Daryl.
Daryl's loyal. So when we saw Daryl take off the mask, what I thought was Daryl's playing the game. We've seen him play the game before.
Yeah.
He's going to pretend to be with the people that he's with at the moment, but he's loyal to his friends, his family.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He probably is. Princess, I don't know if she may be down for the revolt.
But then again, Daryl has Judith to look after.
Oh,
he's trying to get, and that's where I have your mix. I'm mixed right there.
Yeah.
Because he has Judith. He has
RJ.
Yep. So he has people that he has to take care of. He's looking after. He don't want to put them back out there.
Now that we're just name dropping characters, I just realized we have not seen Aaron and Lydia. Like, there's a lot of people that's missing, so they must be at Alexandria.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more that we just haven't thought of.
Yeah.
Since we've been here these last 2 episodes, but because Aaron has a level head and he would be a good leader. But and Pastor Gabriel.
Yeah.
Have we seen him? Because I think we did. No.
Yeah,
because Rosita gave him the baby last week.
Right, and he had a sermon.
And Pastor Gabriel could be a leader too. There's a few, like, it's just weird to remember everybody because everyone's separated. We haven't seen everyone in a group in a while, so it's hard to keep track of everyone because they're all separated right now, even though most of them are at Commonwealth that we know of. I can't remember who's back with Maggie. All right, well, and then she says, second thing, speaking of spinoffs, I don't want this Negan and Maggie spinoff. I just don't. Why would she ever willingly go anywhere with him? It is a portrayal of Glenn's legacy. What? Is Maggie supposed to take Glenn's baby, on an adventure with Glenn's murderer? You all know how much I adore this show, but I don't want this, and I'm pissed that they announced it now. They should have waited. Now we know 4 main characters who will survive, but I bet they will put them in danger during the season. I get that they are hot for Negan. Give him a spinoff with Lydia, or better yet, let him wander around and then follow on his new adventures in a spinoff. They never should have let Scott Gimple remain in charge of the overall franchise. This is his doing. It's season 8 level stupidity. I mean, obviously I'm going to watch, but still damn.
Yeah, I think this would be a great spinoff. It makes sense. And it makes sense for, like, longevity. A good story. Because the baby's going to grow up. So are they going to tell him that this is the guy who killed your father? Or will he eventually find out? Or, I mean, I think they can get real deep with that story.
Yeah, and Chantel and I were talking the other day on Twitter, and yep, this is exactly the news that we both were being like kind of secretive on what the news was. I'm like, I think we know the same news. But yeah, because I was on Twitter randomly, and I just saw this, and I'm like, what? Maggie and Negan, like...
I think it'd be a good spinoff, but I hate when they announce it.
Yes. The movies that they announced like 3 or 4 years ago still hasn't come about.
Well, when they announced it, like she said, you know who's not going to die. You know who's going to make it.
Yeah, like nobody is going to die. And then not only that, I don't know, it's giving me like, and nothing wrong with Marvel. I'm a very big Marvel fan, but it's giving me Marvel / Disney vibes where you have these characters that everyone loves, and you're like, no, we're not gonna just do a couple movies here and there. We gonna milk this shit. Like, now everybody's getting their own TV show. Hawkeye, this thing. Like, even the Star Wars characters, there's like a whole bunch of little Star Wars shows that I can't even keep up with.
They're all great.
I just saw a commercial, I think, for like Obi-Wan Kenobi or something, and I'm like, there's another one. Like, I haven't watched any of them, but none of the Star Wars shows. But
yes, you have.
Well, I mean, what, The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
I mean, I only watched a few episodes, but I don't know what's going on. But anywho, so I feel like they're kind of learning from their competitors, and they're like, yo, look at Disney making all this money. Y'all might talk your shit, but you're going to still watch. Just like Chantel said. You might be like, another spinoff, but we are going to milk this shit for all it's worth. That's the society we live in.
And they should.
They should, but to me, it kind of waters down the quality of it.
That's not necessarily, because Fear is the shit.
Yeah, Fear was a shit. This last season, I mean, I don't know what season I'm on now, like 5, 6, 7. I don't know. Like, there was like a war, I think, war, but a nuclear war or something. But I think, well, let me not spoil it. So
I think when they see what they're doing and they find out what they did wrong, they can improve it on the next series. I mean,
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many things they could do with these storylines, like the Daryl Carroll. I mean, there's so many things they could do, and just because it's a Daryl Carroll spinoff doesn't mean other characters are not going to join them.
True.
I mean, those are just the big names. It might be Daryl Carroll and who the girl who saved Aaron.
Lydia.
You know,
not give Lydia her own show.
I mean, but she may be on their show. Like I said, the other characters may join them on the show, but those are the main characters, like the Negan and Maggie.
Yeah, but it could be them. It could be more people on the show with them.
Right.
Because I could have sworn I read somewhere, and maybe it's just the tip of my mind here, that like there was something with Alpha. Like, I think Alpha is gonna get her own spinoff. Like, I swear I read that somewhere the other day online.
That they're gonna go back into her story, her origin story.
Who wants to watch that? That voice alone, no, thank you. But
unless she didn't have that voice at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Well, you know who speaking of weird voices, well, not weird, but you know, different voices. Jadis. Jadis is on a show I'm watching, or she was on a show. Was it The Last Kingdom? I've been watching a lot of TV lately. So, but she was on there, and I kept having to look at. No, it wasn't The Last Kingdom. I don't know what show it was. Whatever it was, she was on there, and she looked completely different. And it took me a while. I'm like, who's this lady? I recognize her. And then I just looked her up, and I'm like, oh, that's Jadis. I'm like, look at her getting work. And she was completely different. And I'm like, we would have preferred that. But also, and another side note is as far as Maggie hanging out with Glenn's killer, I agree. It is disrespectful. But then going back once again to other shows, I'm watching The Last Kingdom. Like, so many times when years change, and it's like people's relationships changes too. You know, as years go on, someone that you might have hated, especially when it's like not I don't want to say civilized, but like not a domestic world. It's a different world. So the same rules that apply today, where you would never forgive your husband's killer, is different in like an apocalypse type of situation where like 10 years can go by and it's like, oh, my husband killed. Yeah, he did that. But we done moved past that. That was 20 years ago.
I don't think it'll ever be we move past it, but it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it makes sense, but
I think it makes sense.
They better not have them hook up. I can say that much.
Right. I don't think that'll ever happen.
Because that would be the ultimate disrespect. All right.
But I mean, let's be real about it. Like, nah, what I was gonna say was disrespectful. I'm gonna stop.
Were you the baby gonna be calling him daddy?
No. I was just saying that when I was saying people were together by circumstance. A lot of people were together by circumstance.
Right.
I mean, Maggie Maggie and Negan, probably outside of the zombie apocalypse, they probably would have had a great relationship. They have a lot in common.
Possibly.
I mean, you could tell right now that they're similar.
Yeah. I mean, like when she went to kill, he's like, hey, you know what I would do, so. All right, 3. She goes, I'm confused. Hornsby taunted Eugene by saying that Shira, a.k.a. not Stephanie, hates Iron Maiden but loved his novel. Didn't Eugene sing Iron Maiden early on to Max/Stephanie? Didn't the switch take place once Eugene was in person, or did I miss something? Well, I think he means the real Stephanie probably likes Iron Maiden, but the fake Stephanie, having to hear about it, did not like Iron Maiden. But I also thought it was very condescending when he was like, "Oh, she really liked your book. Keep that up. Keep up with it." I'm like, man, that would have got a punch to the face right there. So
I said, "Oh, really? Thank you. I plan on it."
Does Pamela Milton know that Max/Stephanie is Mercer's sister? Well, if Connie knew, then it seems like if Connie knew that, then how else would Pamela not know that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she know.
Yeah.
Oh, but then again, she might not. Because he said, I knew it wouldn't take you long to figure that out. So maybe it is a secret.
But she also works for Pamela, right? Didn't she sit outside Pamela's office? Which also brings a question like, how was she on that radio? So anyhow. Oh no, Eugene lost his virginity to a scammer. Sad. Wait, was Eugene really supposed to be a virgin? Or are you just being funny? I don't know. He might have been.
I don't know. Eugene's a liar, man.
Yeah.
Never know what was real about him, what was fake about him.
Yeah, because I think Chantel earlier called him Dr. Eugene. Like, is he a doctor? He's told the lie so much.
Yeah, but Eugene probably put it down.
Yeah, you think so?
That's why she had to pack up and get out of there.
She's like, I'm falling for him now. He laid it on me. All right. Why did Hornsby want to get our people there? He told Eugene that was the reason for the scam. But why does he need them? What are his plans for Alexandria? Also, did you guys notice that he said that our people could come and go whenever they wanted? I don't believe him. He is giving me bad vibes. Remember when the governor told Michonne and Andrea that they could leave Woodbury whenever? We all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
Yep, they came after him. Michonne had to kill him. It was crazy.
Well, we know the reason the governor went after her.
What?
She killed his daughter.
No, that was long before she killed his daughter. Remember, she was just trying to leave peacefully. He had to come back. Remember, he sent the people.
Oh, you're right.
She put the Walker bones and said, "Go back." Like, remember that?
Yeah.
And everything. I remember that because I rewatched last year or whatever, so.
Yeah, he did go after her.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm saying, unless what Gary was saying, like maybe he just needed workers or something.
No, they need the numbers.
Yeah. But why? They have 50,000 people. I mean, I could have sworn that number was in my head.
With the resistance.
Oh.
We don't know how many people in the resistance.
Right. Well, thousands.
So that's probably why they're still recruiting people. I mean, who's better to recruit for your resistance in a fight than our people?
Outside people, yeah.
Not outside people, our people.
Our people, yeah.
We took out all the outside people.
Well, and they need to check all their resistancers because Tyler was telling all the business. Like, remember, he didn't accomplish anything. There's thousands of us. Like, so he's not a good resistancer or whatever. And she goes, I love that Connie and Kelly's apartment is adapted for their hearing loss. The lamp flashing was their signal that their doorbell was ringing. Yeah, I thought that was nice. And then Eugene burning his manuscript made me so sad. Or she goes, okay, that's it. I'm on team too much with my feedback. No, you're good. Thank you so much, Chantel. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Brought up a lot of good points. A lot of things that I missed.
Yeah. All right, so that is all we got for listener letters today. Once again, thank you so much, Chantel and Tiffany, for writing in. We appreciate it.
All right, Nicole. I don't give a shit. Who you got to work with? I
don't give a shit, or I ain't fair shit. I don't give a shit. Who were we talking about that didn't give a shit? Hornsby. Yeah, Hornsby didn't give a shit. But I ain't fair shit this week. I'm going to have to probably give it to Eugene.
I agree with you. I'm going in the same direction.
Yeah, because
Eugene.
He was breaking into houses, confronting the guy, then even followed the guy, and he then told off Hornsby, not even knowing what would happen.
Solo. He was by himself.
Yeah, he was going hard by himself.
And he already knew a con artist was there.
Yeah.
The guy he confronted, the plumber.
Yep.
All the power Hornsby has.
So yeah, I ain't fearing shit, Eugene.
Yeah.
All right, most likely to die. Why don't you go first?
We know who is not.
Oh yeah, we know the big four who it's not. Yeah. Who do you got?
Max. I think Max is going to die just because she's revealing herself. She's revealing herself for a reason. In fact, I mean, they're giving her a lot of playtime. They had her get held up at knife point. Now they have her confronting Eugene at the end, telling her that, she's the real person. So, I mean, I don't know what direction they're going in with that, but I think she's next.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, so I haven't seen any trailers for next week, but since we have already spent 2 weeks here at the Commonwealth back to back, and then it ended on a kind of like a cliffhanger with us meeting the real Stephanie or Max, whatever you want to call her, I feel like we're going to go back to the Alexandria. Like, we're going to see what the other people are doing. I was about to say Abraham. Aaron and whoever else is left. I need a lineup now because they're all separated. But Aaron, I know at least, and Maggie, I'm assuming. If anything, Aaron should have brought scary little Gracie to the Commonwealth. Seems like that would be that's a perfect spot for her.
It is.
Yeah. But so most likely die. I don't really have anyone next week because I don't think anything big is going to happen at Alexandria. So yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't think anything big is going to happen this part of the season.
Yeah, they're going to wait until it's the second finale. The season 11 second half mid finale or whatever it's going to be called. Before the final.
Finale 2.
Finale 2, yep. All right, that is all we got. This episode was quite long, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember, hit us up, dead@theferdictson.com. We'll be back next week. I'm Nicole.
I'm Gary.
Bye.